Welcome back to the channel, everybody, for another review. This time for the movie Devil Stay, a Korean film by Moon-Seop Hoon, the director of this film. Devil Stay. Again, if you guys watch these reviews, I had no clue what this movie was going to be about. Obviously, the title gives away some some indication of what type of genre this might be, but not exactly what the direction it was going to go in. So this is like like a Korean exorcist, possession movie. We've seen them, so many ways you could do them. And this is probably I can say this is probably my first Korean possession film. I don't really watch the genre too much, so this is not my level of expertise, or not super knowledgeable about these particular type of films. But like I said, jump right in. Well Go Entertainment is putting this out, bringing it to U.S. screens for a limited release, December 6th. It was released in Korea November 14th of 2024. So the movie has been out in Korea, and we are getting the U.S. release on December 6th. But if you guys have not seen this trailer or don't know what the movie is about, let me give you a little bit of a description here of the movie. A heart specialist doubts his daughter's death after an exorcism, believing her heart still beats. Amid her 3-day funeral, he and a priest clash over the truth, trying to prove their stance, potentially to save her life. First of all, a 3-day funeral is just a little too much. Most people can barely handle an hour, let alone a 3-day funeral. But I guess it depends on the celebrity status, stuff like that, like how big of a person you are in life that you would get a 3-day funeral. But again, this is Korean, so this might be a different tradition. But yeah, they have a 3-day funeral. The movie starts off, with sort of exorcist scene. We see a priest trying to exorcise the demon out of the daughter, Somi, played by Lee Ray, and the father played by Park Shin-Yang, who primarily leads here. We get a lot of Somi through like the backstory and stuff like that, but for the most part, she's just laying there, just kind of unconsciously dead, as she should be. I think the movie is shot well, but the story itself with this possession thing, first of all, the movie runs about like an hour and 30 minutes, but the story itself with this whole possession thing did not work for me. I honestly didn't even know half the time where it was going. And not to say that you can't have different layers to a movie, but this felt like it didn't stay in its genre for the most part when I watched it. Yeah, this is wild. I mean, this is the first time I think I've come across the plot where after a transplant has been done, the possession takes place through organs or whatever. That's new to me, unless that's been done before and I missed that too. But yeah, like I said, they have this 3-day funeral. The whole story is, we have the father, they're trying to reveal, kind of like the deal the father made to bring his daughter back, and then we have the whole other story with the priest trying to figure out what happened with him, and it's just not enough time in the movie for them to do all three of these things. Honestly, as I really think about it and I watch it, this felt like more so. This didn't feel like it needed to be a feature film or like a full length movie. This felt like this could have just been like a TV show, or like a TV length episode, a nice 45, 50 minutes. It felt like it did not need to be hour 20, hour 30-minute film. It easily could have been wrapped up. Some of the stuff that they were doing was just unnecessary. Felt a little bit filler. For example, there was just some exposition on certain characters that exposition didn't go to who it needed to go to. So it's just a lot of time just kind of dallying. And it just kind of takes a long time to get to the point too, because right now they at this point the girl's already possessed, like when you watch the movie. So they kind of skip through a lot of what happens and then kind of tell you as the story kind of goes, goes on at the end there. Um, I was expecting a scary movie. This did not feel scary, or at any point did I feel like the demon in this movie was actually real, which it is. But like I'm giving an example of like, I just was not feeling any real threat here. There's a couple scenes that are pretty wild, but not nothing crazy that we haven't seen before. That could also be another thing. Like maybe at this point we're just desensitized to seeing certain things. We're just used to seeing it. So now when I see a guy, have a completely ridiculous, gruesome scene, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I feel like I've seen better. Um, Devil's Stay. Like I said, it's not necessarily a movie I personally would recommend. I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world that I've seen, but I just wish there was more time to kind of give me more of what was going on in the story. It felt rushed. Um, there's a couple martial arts scenes that kind of came out of nowhere in the movie. But I think once you get more of a certain character's background, then you'll kind of understand why. But I'm like, the scene just didn't make sense to like what the theme of the movie was going on, which is why I said like it felt like it was trying to do a little too much. It had like different themes in the movie, which is like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. If that was kind of already established, but we're also talking like the end of the movie, close to the end of the movie, where it's just like, oh, okay, this just came out of nowhere. Um, yeah. Again, this is no personal bias against me having I think against possession movies. I've seen uh the haunting movies, and that I cannot think of the Devil Made Me Do It trilogy. Think of the movie. But yeah, it's just I've seen that, and I just feel like it's just been done better. It's been 100% done better elsewhere. Devil's Day, like I said, already released in North Korea on the 14th of November of this year. December 6th, U.S. limited movies. I personally don't think you need to see it in the movie theater. If you really do want to see this, wait to a stream. Well Go usually has that up and available and ready to go. They do a really good job of making sure a lot of these movies do come over, so I'm not mad about that. It's just this particular movie just did nothing for me personally. Like I said, check out the trailer, see for yourself if it's something that you want to watch. But yeah, the movie wasn't scary to me. They could have done more with the demon, the possession. There was stories I felt like they tried to resolve too quickly. The movie felt a little too long. Uh, it's just a lot of things. Like I said, it just has me not wanting to watch this again. This is not something that I want on my shelf, and that I want to watch a second time. Like I said, Devil's Stay, bottom of the barrel for me when it comes to these demon possession movies. They could have done better, and I was expecting more from Korea here, because I've seen them do some crazy stuff and some really good films, and this ain't it. So if you want to see it, like I said, it's going to be in theaters for a limited time. Well Go Entertainment's bringing it out for you. Thank you, Well Go Entertainment, for doing the work. It's a lot of movies, a lot of good movies coming from that company that they're bringing over. But like I said, check it out, Devil's Day. Let me know what you thought about it. If you do wind up seeing it in the comments below, I am curious to hear another opinion besides my own, because I've been thinking about it for a while. But like I said, let me know if you're a fan of this genre of movies and you disagree with what I'm saying. Let me know. But I generally do want to know what people did think about this movie, because I wasn't feeling it. So like I said, it's not bad, but not a rewatch for me. But on that note, leave me a comment. See you guys next time for another review, and I'll catch you on the channel. See you.